Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Nur Kamila binti Saharuddin, and today I will be presenting about the film Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris for our business communication subject. The film focuses on Mrs. Ada Harris, a British cleaning lady who becomes inspired to travel all the way to Paris to buy a Dior couture dress. Even though the story sounds simple, the film actually shows many important communication elements, such as customer service, workplace behavior, and especially how people from different cultures communicate with each other. Because Mrs. Harris comes from Britain and the Dior staff are French, we can clearly see the cultural differences that shape their interactions. So, in this presentation, I will explain how these communication aspects appear in the film and what we can learn from them. In this slide, we compare the communication styles shown in the film. We can see a clear difference between the British communication represented by Mrs. Harris and the French communication represented by the Dior staff. Mrs. Harris uses a warm, friendly, and direct style. She is open, approachable, and speaks with sincerity. Her tone is informal because she is humble and honest. The Dior staff, on the other hand, follow a very formal and polite communication styles. They are more reserved, serious, and careful with their words. Their behavior reflects status, hierarchy, and luxury culture. Because of these differences, Mrs. Harris struggles at the beginning. She is treated differently because she doesn't fit in the Paris high fashion image. This scene highlights how communication style can affect the customer experience. This slide explains what happens inside Dior itself. Even though Dior is a luxury brand, the internal communication in the company is not very effective. They use top-down communication, where all instructions come from the top management and employees are expected to follow without discussion. Because the employees are not involved in decision-making, many of them feel unappreciated. This leads to low motivation and a lack of passion in their work. We can see this in how some staff treat customers or how they interact with each other. Poor internal communication eventually affects customer service, making it less effective. This shows that even a famous luxury company can struggle if communication inside the workplace is not clear or supportive. In this slide, we focus on Mrs. Harris herself. Even though she comes from a different cultural background and is not as wealthy as the Dior customers, she has strong communication skills. She shows empathy, meaning she understands and respects the feeling of others. She practices active listening, which helps people feel heard and valued. Her tone is always very positive, kind, and respectful. This makes others feel comfortable around her. Because of this strength, she slowly builds trust and friendship with the Dior staff, even those who were rude to her in the beginning. Her communication shows that kindness and emotional intelligence can be more powerful than social status. This slide explains what businesses can learn from the film. First, companies should always explain information clearly and honestly to customers. Good communication creates trust. Second, both customers and staff need to be listened to. Active listening can improve teamwork and customer satisfaction. Third, understanding cultural differences is important, especially for international businesses. If staff understand different communication styles, they can avoid misunderstandings and handle customers better. These lessons can improve communication in any workplace, not only luxury brands. To conclude, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris highlights how communication is influenced by culture, workplace systems, and individual attitudes. We saw how cultural differences between British and French characters affected interactions, how weak internal communication at Dior caused problems, and how Mrs. Harris's empathy improved relationships. Overall, the film teaches us that the clear communication and understanding others are essential in business. Thank you. Merci for listening.